Hello everyone, my name is Emily Frawley and I work for a company called IDEXX Laboratories. I'm going to tell you a lot about what IDEXX is in a few minutes, but I want to start by telling you a little bit about me. I grew up in Old Orchard Beach and then I went to Rochester Institute of Technology in upstate New York where I majored in biomedical science with minors in criminal justice and pre-med. My initial plan was to go to medical school in hopes of becoming a forensic pathologist. Now, each of you is going to go on your own path, and it's probably not going to be the path that you first start on, and that's okay. I never went to medical school, and I never became a forensic pathologist, but I love my job. And at the end of the day, finding something that you're passionate about is all that really matters. Now, I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk about where I work and what I do. IDEXX is a big biotechnology company that's well known all around the world for their diagnostic tests in the veterinary world. Now, these are the tests that your vet uses when you bring your pet in for an annual checkup or for an illness. However, IDEXX also has a smaller division that's focused on water quality, and that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm a product manager, which means that I'm responsible for making sure that all the water products meet our customer needs all around the world. The water division makes diagnostic tests that water testing labs like public utilities and public health labs use to test water for bacteria. Now, I want to start by saying that bacteria is not all bad. Actually, there's a lot of bacteria that help keep you healthy. The bacteria that we're worried about are called pathogens, which means that they can make you sick. Now, the most common bacteria that water is tested for is called E. coli. Now, this is where we get to talk about poop, because that's where E. coli is found. They're considered enteric, which means they live in the intestines of warm-blooded animals like humans. They're not naturally found in the environment, which means if you find E. coli in a water sample, it is not safe to drink. The good news is that public utilities, like Portland Water District, treat the water that goes down your drain and also treat the drinking water that comes out of your faucet to sanitize it. Once they treat the water, they need to test it to make sure that their treatment works. Today, I'm going to walk you through the test that laboratories use to make sure that water is safe to drink. Before you get started, do you remember the name of the bacteria that water is tested for? I'm going to show you how to test this water that I collected from my kitchen sink for E. coli. Let's get started. It's important that you use the appropriate personal protection equipment in order to keep yourself safe. For example, I'm wearing gloves. Most water tests require a 100 milliliter water sample like this one right here. The next thing you need is IDEXX reagent called CholAlert. CholAlert is food for the bacteria because it provides all the nutrients that E. coli needs to grow. Now, if there's E. coli in this water sample, when I add the CholAlert and it grows, it will turn yellow and fluoresce under a UV light. In order to start the test, we're going to add CholAlert to our water sample and shake to dissolve the powder. Now, if I was at a water testing lab testing drinking water, and I wanted to know if E. coli was present or absent, we would be ready to incubate our sample now. Today, we're going to take it one step further to find out exactly how much E. coli is in this water. In order to do that, we're going to pour it into the IDEXX QuantiTray. once we've poured our water sample into the quantity tray, we need to seal it in our quantity tray sealer. What this is going to do is distribute the water into the individual wells, and it's going to seal the back. Now we're ready to incubate our sample. E. coli likes to grow at 35 degrees Celsius, which is approximately 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and it takes about 24 hours. Now I'm not going to make you guys wait 24 hours for results, so I have an example here that I'm going to show you. See the tray here. All of these clear wells are considered negative, which means that they do not contain E. coli. The yellow wells that you see here are positive for a group of bacteria called coliforms. And we don't have time to talk about those today, but what I will say is that E. coli is a part of that large group of bacteria. Now that we know that there are yellow wells, we have to look at them under UV light and look for fluorescence. When we shine this over our water sample, a well that contains E. coli will light up. Let's check it out. Those two wells were positive for E. coli, and we can use this chart to find out exactly how many E. coli were in our original water sample. Now we're lucky that this water sample wasn't actually from my kitchen sink, because this water is not safe to drink. Well, that's the end of my presentation today. I hope you enjoyed it, and more importantly, I hope you learned something new. Have a great rest of your day.